Welcome back to War Machines. Last time we began the top 16 for both the Battlebots and Bugglebots and Robot Wars classes, and the top 8 for the DSL class. Half of the fights this round were determined last time, and the other half will all be determined before the end of this episode. We are getting close to the end of this competition, viewers. We are only a few episodes away from crowning all 3 War Machines champions. Before we get to the awesome battles in this episode, let's check out tonight's fight card and see who all is fighting for a spot in the next episode. Up first, we got a battle between 2 highly dangerous vertical spinners in Cobalt and Huge. Up second, we got the Scoop of Behemoth, who will be taking on the Hammer of Noisy Cricket. Up third, we have a spinner battle between 2 of the baddest spinners in the Robot Wars class between Electric Boogaloo and Salad Tosser. Up fourth, we got a battle between 2 of the baddest spinners in the DSL class, where we have Mo and Hypnodisc. Following that, we have the Flipper of Eruption, who will take on the Lifter of Storm 2. Next, we have the Flipper of Sub-Zero, who will be taking on the powerful horizontal spinner of Tombstone. Next, we have the Flipper of Gravity, who will be taking on the vertical spinner of Infection. Next, we have a flipper battle between Iron 7 and TR2. Finally, we have a rematch from one of the semi-final episodes of War Machines Season 1, where Hypershock and K2 will meet in the arena again. All of this leads up to tonight's main event in the last battle of this round, where we will see the Egg Beater of Black Dragon take on the vertical spinner of Witch Doctor, which should be an epic way to end this round. Either way, this should be a great one. Lots of great fights here in this battle, with several competitors who wish to advance to the next round. Let's now check out who all is on tonight's first battle. We start in the Battlebots and Bugglebots class for our first battle, where we have the top-seeded Cobalt, who will be taking on the 16-seed Huge. On the left side, we got Cobalt and their deadly vertical spinner. That thing is very devastating, as it has caused a lot of destruction in their first 3 battles. However, though, their sides are vulnerable and are probably going to be Huge's big target in a battle like this. Huge is their opponent with their vertical spinner. That is a powerful spinner, along with the fact that this is such an unusual design in here. Of course, though, Huge's 2 big wheels there are their weak points, and probably going to be what Cobalt is going to be trying to target in this battle, as that is probably the easiest way for the top seed to claim victory here. This should be a great one. What a battle this will be to lead it off, as lots of these have been very impressive bots this season, but let's now check out some highlights from both of these bots' most recent matchup. First up, we have Cobalt, who destroyed Nexus in their first battle bit by bit and managed to win it in a devastating control board KO to get to this round and advance. How will they fare against Huge, who managed to win the first shot against Lockjaw here and used that to their advantage and took off several wheels and managed to win this battle by a knockout. Let's get to the lead-off match of the night. Here we go, Cobalt getting that spinner up to speed and stuff. Cobalt looking to charge in, trying to target the sides. We see a weapon-on-weapon shot, but then Cobalt gets a few shots on the wheels here. And another big shot, and I see a piece flying off. It's like part of Huge. Who knows? A weapon-on-weapon shot here. It's hard to tell who's winning the weapon-on-weapon exchanges, but Cobalt's getting some nice shots on the wheels. And off comes the wheel! This is what Huge was hoping to avoid here, as Huge has been reduced down to 1 wheel here. 1 side of drive. Looks like another bit and piece came off here. More pieces flying off here. Looks like Huge is getting the worst out of it right now. What can Huge do? It's like I see pieces across the arena. It's like parts of Cobalt's spinner. And off comes the other wheel. Huge cannot move now. Now Cobalt taking them into the rails. Knocks off one of the back legs on Huge. What can Huge do here? Cobalt now hang back. That weapon looks quite fractured here. Now his bits and pieces have clearly been taken off it. Severe damage has been taken here. But Cobalt now hang back, waiting for a countdown on Huge. We see a little movement out of Huge, but the countdown is still going on. Looks like this is not enough movement for Huge to turn off the countdown, and Cobalt has won it by a knockout. The 1 seed advances. Excellent start from Cobalt here in this one. Just went no mercy. Very aggressive right at Huge. Landed some nice shots right on the wheels there to start this battle off. Started this one on the right foot. Right here, landed another big shot. And then there will be this one, which knocked off one of the wheels on Huge, reducing them to one side of drive for the rest of the battle. We saw right here a major concern for Cobalt as bits of their vertical spinner were destroyed in that exchange. But it doesn't matter because it wasn't long before the other wheel got removed on Huge, and Cobalt simply pinned them up against the arena rails like that and left them where they were counted out, and Cobalt claimed victory by a knockout. Excellent job to the 1 seed here, as this bot has got to be one of the favorites to win. Next up, we got the Robot Wars class here. First battle out of there, we got the 28 seed Behemoth and the 12 seed Noisy Cricket. On the left side, we got Behemoth and their Flipper. This Flipper bot is very well armored. However though, those sides are vulnerable, which could be a problem in a battle like this. Their opponent is Noisy Cricket, who is the higher seed in this battle, and that devastating hammer. That hammer is very powerful. It has caused a significant amount of damage in their first 3 battles here. But then those 2 exposed wheels, and they're not very low ground here, could be a potential problem in a battle like this. Of course though, could we see the underdog pull this off? You never want to underestimate even the 28 seed here. Never underestimate anybody who has gotten to this point here, as every bot that has made it to this round has earned their spot here and should not be underestimated. Still, this should be a good battle. I bet we're going to see quite a bit of damage caused by both bots in this battle. I'm looking forward to it. Let's check out some highlights from both of these bots' last matchup. First up, we have Behemoth, who drew the 5th seeded Manta and their powerful Flipper, and Behemoth won the ground game here, kept flipping Manta, and eventually took them out of the arena to advance. Noisy Cricket is their opponent, who drew the House Robot, and even though they lost the ground game, they sure did pull off as many devastating shots as they needed to win this battle by a knockout. Here we go, Behemoth coming at Noisy Cricket right out of the gate here. Behemoth trying to maneuver around the sides, and they got there! And nice flip by Behemoth here. Noisy Cricket's got to right themselves, get back into control. Now Behemoth's got them from the backside here. As Noisy Cricket stuck up against the rails here, they got to do something fast. As we see these 2 bots going head on, Behemoth seems to be winning the ground game so far. Another nice flip from them. Noisy Cricket's jammed in the corner here. Noisy Cricket is a hammer bot that requires that they win the ground game here, and they are not winning the ground game so far in this one. Now it's Behemoth coming in once again, and we see a stalemate here, but Behemoth winning the pushing battle here between these 2. Another nice flip, Behemoth trying to get them out of the arena, but just missed there. Now it's turning towards Noisy Cricket, another nice flip from Behemoth here. Another good flip, tossing them up and into the air several times here. Nice job by Behemoth, excellent driving from them here, just outmaneuvering Noisy Cricket. But then there was a nice hit by Noisy Cricket there, Don't get too cocky, Behemoth. That could be a problem here. Now, is taking them into the rails once again is Behemoth. Just not showing any mercy here. Behemoth opening up the pit button. Are they potentially going to try to put Noisy Cricket down it? But now Behemoth turning towards Noisy Cricket, as is Noisy Cricket here, charging in, and they're winning the push battle, and tosses Noisy Cricket out of the arena. Behemoth advances once again. Behemoth, the 28 seed? No, they are playing like a top 5 seed here. Some excellent work from that flipper here. Just constantly getting underneath Noisy Cricket, winning the ground game and tossing them around the arena. Just showing what this bot can do here. Way to go to them here. Just tossing Noisy Cricket around time and time again here. Just allowing very little use from that hammer on Noisy Cricket. That was right here, almost got Noisy Cricket out of the arena here, which was clearly Behemoth's strategy for this battle. Noisy Cricket is a bot that needs to win the ground game in order to be able to make an effective use out of that hammer. That did not happen in this one, as Behemoth just did not allow that here in this battle. But then here was the final moment. Behemoth got underneath them, pushed them towards the arena rails, and tossed them out of the arena, and they have officially advanced. We remain in the Robot Wars class for one of the battles I have been looking forward to most this episode. We have Electric Boogaloo and Salad Tosser, 2 spinner bots here. On the first up, we got Electric Boogaloo and their vertical spinner. This is a very powerful vertical spinner. It caused a lot of chaos in their first 3 battles here, but those 2 exposed wheels will be their weakness here, and will be what their opponent will be trying to take advantage of. On the other side, we have 10 seed Salad Tosser and their drum spinner. This drum spinner is very powerful, as it has also caused a tremendous amount of damage in their first few battles. However though, turning while that drum spinner is up to full speed causes powerful gyroscopic forces that could be very problematic in a battle like this. Still, this should be an interesting one. I could see this one going either way, and we're going to see some big hits from these 2. But let's now check out some highlights from both of these bots' last matchup. First up, we got Electric Boogaloo continued the rivalry between them and BreakerBox by meeting with them again, where they tore them apart piece by piece and is now 2-0 against them. Their opponent is Salad Tosser, who got some key last-minute points in and managed to win this one by a unanimous judge's decision to advance. Let this battle begin here. Both bots getting their spinners up to speed here. Electric Boogaloo trying to come in for a big attack. There's a nice shot there that flips Salad Tosser and a few other nice shots from Electric Boogaloo. Nice start by them here. Lots of weapon-on-weapon action to start this one. Now Electric Boogaloo chewing up the underside of Salad Tosser. Another big hit from them. And another. And off comes one of the side panels on Salad Tosser. Now one of their sides is now completely exposed. We saw a few other nice shots, but from Salad Tosser this time. Head-on action here. The Vert is clearly winning lots of these weapon-on-weapon exchanges so far, as Electric Boogaloo starting to stack up the damage on Salad Tosser here. We're about a minute into this battle. Another nice shot. Another big hit from Electric Boogaloo here, giving Salad Tosser a lot of trouble in this one here. Electric Boogaloo clearly winning on points here, as we are a little over a minute into this battle right now. But Salad Tosser continuing on the attack. Looks like off come another piece. Looks like they lost the other side panel there. Another big shot that keeps sends Salad Tosser flying, and they lost their top plate now. Salad Tosser now is exposed on the top area right now, as you can see here. But their drum spinner is still working, and they're continuing to be on the attack here. Another big hit. Something else went flying, but there's smoke coming out of Salad Tosser. I think that was a wheel that just went flying off here. Salad is taking some serious damage, but they are not quitting here. They aren't going to give up. More weapon-on-weapon action, but off comes the vertical spinner! Electric Boogaloo has taken its first serious piece of damage. This is not going so well here. Could Salad turn it around? They were trailing for this match, but now could a comeback be coming? No! Because the control board has fallen. So Electric Boogaloo will be awarded the win by knockout. From the beginning, Electric Boogaloo won almost every single weapon-on-weapon exchange. It's typically a vertical spinner will win a weapon-on-weapon exchange with a drum spinner, and we saw that happen in this battle here. But don't count out Salad Tossers. They managed to get some damage of their own and get some nice shots of their own, and despite all the damage they took from Electric Boogaloo. Like, look at the airtime, some of these shots, some of the damage Electric Boogaloo was able to do in this battle. It's tremendous what spinner bot like Electric Boogaloo can do, as can Salad Tosser. Both bots had a ton of great action here. Now it's right here, knocked off the other side panel, and then eventually knocked off the top panel as well, leaving Electric Boogaloo exposed in several areas on their bot. You see their control board was at red at that point, just showing how much damage Salad Tosser has taken in this one. Right here, off came a wheel and the smoke that we were seeing out of Salad Tosser for the rest of this battle. This looked like it could have been a game changer. The vertical spinner came off on Electric Boogaloo, but it didn't matter, because this area right here disabled the control board and Electric Boogaloo had the win. Next up, we have another battle I'm really looking forward to. We got Mo and Hypnodisc in the DSL class. On the left side, we got Mo, the 2 seed, and their devastating horizontal spinner. This horizontal spinner is very powerful, as their last 3 opponents have all been left in bits and pieces after they crawled into the arena with this bot. Of course though, those 4 exposed wheels could be an issue that could cost Mo in this battle, knowing they are up against another big spinner in the 23 seeded Hypnodisc. Hypnodisc has a powerful horizontal spinner as well, as it has caused quite a bit of damage throughout their past few battles. While that horizontal spinner is very powerful, their ground game is not the best here in this one. So if we see a push battle here, I feel like Mo potentially has the advantage in that. Either way though, this should be a good battle. I am expecting we are going to see some massive shots from these two. But let's check out some highlights from both of these bots' most recent matchup. First up, we got Mo, who landed shot after shot and managed to dismantle Nightmare piece by piece in order to advance to the next round. How will they fare against another horizontal spinner in Hypnodisc, where they managed to withstand tons of hits from that vertical spinner of 259 and proved that they are the more durable bot. Here we go, Mo getting that spinner to speed, as is Hypnodisc here. I expect we're going to see a lot of weapon-on-weapon exchange like that one right there. Another big shot from Mo. That was Nightmare getting her spinner to speed. Off came a piece there. I think that was a wheel on Hypnodisc potentially. Another big weapon-on-weapon shot. I see smoke coming out of both bots here. Both bots having issues, taking damage in the internal area here. Who is going to be the one to get stopped first? We see lots of big hits from both bots here. It looks like Mo seems to be winning more of these exchanges, but not by much. But of course, this is what we saw in Hypnodisc versus 259. But Hypnodisc came out on top in that one. Big hit, and I see the control board hit red on Hypnodisc. Could Hypnodisc be in some trouble here? Less than a minute into this battle. But yes, the control board is down on Hypnodisc. And Mo advances. Pretty much a battle like 259 and Hypnodisc here, where we saw an epic slugfest. Tons of weapon-on-weapon action between these two bots. and it depended on who could withstand more blows and who was more durable. In that case, it happened to be Mo here. Now, despite the wheel getting taken off, Hypnodisc still went no fear at Mo. We saw tons of weapon-on-weapon action, but that was not wise for Hypnodisc here, as right in that area was when the control board started to falter here, and then it was this area right here that finished off Hypnodisc, and Mo, the 2 seed, was awarded the knockout. Another epic battle is coming to you next, where we got the 2 seed Eruption and the 18 seed Storm 2. First up, we have the flipper of Eruption. This flipper is very powerful and it's very low to the ground, and that has been very effective in their past few battles. However though, Eruption's vulnerable sides could cost them the match here in this one if they are not careful. However though, Storm 2 is their opponent, the 18 seed and their lifter. This lifter might not be the most effective weapon in the competition, but what is very effective about them is how they are quite low to the ground, they are well armored, and this bot has a lot of push power to it, along with speed and maneuverability, which they could use to their advantage in this one, like how they did in their last match. Either way, this should be an interesting one. This will definitely be a control battle here in this one. But let's now check out some highlights from both of these bots' last matchup. First up, we got Eruption, where they managed to land flip after flip, use their ground game advantage perfectly here in this one, and managed to get the knockout victory over Hypnodisc with ease. Their opponent is Storm 2, where they use their push power and low ground game to their advantage in this one, pushed Tsunami around, and eventually got Tsunami down the pit of oblivion to get the KO. Let's get to this epic showdown. Here we go, here comes Eruption. Big head-on shot, but Eruption gets underneath Storm 2, lands a flip, pushing them towards the rails, and tossing them out of the arena. And that's it! In 10 seconds, Eruption has knocked out Storm 2. One of the fastest knockouts, definitely the fastest knockout of the season, but potentially one of the fastest in War Machine's history. I don't think it breaks Hydra's set record, as I believe they flipped Bulldog Breed out in 7 seconds last season. But still, 2 flips was all it took. 2 flips in 10 seconds. And the 2 seed has tossed the 18 seed out of the arena, and the 2 seed has advanced to the next round after that quick KO. Let's hope this battle doesn't end too quickly here. We have the 30 seed Sub-Zero and the 46 seed Tombstone from the Battlebots and Bugglebots class. On the left side, we got Sub-Zero and their flipper. That flipper is a very effective weapon here, and the bot is pretty well armored, pretty well protected. Of course though, even though they are pretty well protected, their armor is quite delicate. And if they lose that armor, they will be exposed. Their opponent is Tombstone, who is a deadly horizontal spinner at their arsenal. That horizontal spinner is very powerful. It's caused quite a bit of damage, despite the fact that they were a wildcard recipient to get to this round. Tombstone's big weakness is their weapon is relatively delicate here. So if we see them lose their weapon, that could cost them the battle in this one, like how it cost them their opening round matchup. Still, this should be a good one. We saw Sub-Zero take out the 3 seed in their last matchup. Can they take out another Battlebots Titan? Let's find out, as you never want to underestimate either one of these bots. But let's now check out some highlights from both of these bots' last matchup. First up, we have Sub-Zero pulled off a major upset in their last battle, taking out Bite Force, a major favorite to win the title. Their opponent is Tombstone, who dismantled Saw Loser bit by bit and proved that you do not want to underestimate this wild card. Let's see who will advance to the next round. Here we go. Here comes Sub-Zero charging at Tombstone, landing a flip. Yep. And another flip, a big one by Sub-Zero, sending Tombstone flying. Sub-Zero going no fear right at the spinner at Tombstone here, and flips them again after pinning them against the rails. Sub-Zero showing lots of aggression control here, and that's very effective if this happens to go the full 3 minutes. Another flip by Sub-Zero, misflip right there, and they take a few jabs from that horizontal spinner, but Sub-Zero holding up very well to it and continuing to flip Tombstone around the arena. A great start by Sub-Zero, but how much damage have they taken so far? It doesn't appear to be very much, but that could change very quickly. Sub-Zero opens up the pit, flips Tombstone again, and another flip, pinning them against the rails. Another big flip that sends Tombstone flying. Sub-Zero tossing Tombstone around like a rag doll here. Sub-Zero lost a wheel. A major piece of damage has been taken by Sub-Zero. They just lost that front right wheel, and they lost a chunk of their flipper. But it doesn't matter because Tombstone is down the pit of oblivion, and Sub-Zero wins it by a knockout. Epic battle here. Sub-Zero, they took out Bite Force in the last round. Came into this one and took out Tombstone as well. Managed to send Tombstone flying several times with that very powerful flipper of theirs. Just did not give Tombstone very many opportunities here. Now as Tombstone continued to get that horizontal spin to speed, managed to get some nice shots on Sub-Zero. Oh, like right around in this area here. I believe it was. Maybe it was the next highlight. Yeah, right here actually. Sub-Zero lost a wheel, showing that they were taking damage from Tombstone here. They lost another chunk of their flipper, but it didn't matter because after this flip right here, Tombstone ended up down the pit of oblivion and Sub-Zero won it by a knockout. We go to the Robot Wars class for our next battle, where we have Gravity and Infection. On the left side, we got the underdog, Gravity, and their flipper. This flipper is very powerful here. It is crazy the amount of airtime their opponents have been given so far. But of course, though, they do have 2 exposed wheels, which might be exploited in a battle with a big spinner like Infection, the 3 seed here. Infection has a nasty vertical spinner at their arsenal, but those vulnerable sides, along with the questions of whether this bot can self-right if they get flipped over, could be in play here in this battle. Otherwise, this should be a great battle here. I cannot wait for this one. Can Gravity take out their opponent as the underdog here? Let's find out. But let's check out some highlights from both of these bots' most recent matchup. First up, we have Gravity, who managed to get a rather quick knockout against Tornado in order to advance to the next round. Their opponent is Infection, who went right to work from the beginning of their battle with Cassius 3, showed no mercy, and showed complete domination in this battle in order for the 3 seed to advance. Let's get right to it. Here we go, here comes Gravity, charging at Infection, taking a few shots from that vertical spinner, and Gravity is the one who has the self-right here. Taking more shots from that vertical spinner here, Infection proving that they are very low to the ground here and not giving Gravity a good opportunity. Gravity trying to get away, trying to turn that flipper towards them, but ends up taking hits from that vertical spinner once again. Here comes Infection once again, trying to go for those exposed wheels, but Gravity is not going to make that easy here. Gravity trying to get away, they need to maneuver around to the sides of Infection and fast, or else Infection will start stacking up the damage dealt with that vertical spinner. As Gravity trying to evade it, trying to avoid that vertical spinner, doing a good job in terms of these last 30 seconds here, but Infection is eventually probably going to catch them. Like right here, a lift by Gravity. Gravity almost got Infection over, but ends up paying the price for it. by taking more shots from that vertical spinner here. We're a little more than a minute into this one, and Infection is just dominating this one so far. Gravity is just not being given an inch here. Another big hit, and I see a few pieces flew off. Looks like they lost the edge to one of their wheels, as one of their wheels is now completely exposed here. Can Gravity potentially get that flipper going? Or will Infection take off some wheels here? Excellent job by Infection, starting to cause some major damage while Gravity trying to avoid that vertical spinner here, but that has not been working out for them. Another piece flew off. Looks like that's the other wheel cover. Both wheels are now completely exposed here. And now Infection's going to try to go to work to them. Now landing a few more big shots with that vertical spinner. Infection has just been dominating, including almost sent Gravity out of the arena here. Less than a minute to go. Gravity needs a miracle. They need to get something going and quick here. Another few more shots, but now Gravity trying to get to the sides once again, just struggling to do so here. This has just been a major struggle for Gravity. And they're underneath them once again and pinning them up against the rails, but now they're flipped over and taking a few more shots from that vertical spinner. That was two close opportunities for Gravity here, but they weren't able to compromise very well. Less than 30 seconds to go in this battle. Gravity needs a miracle here. Maybe they need to flip Infection out of the arena or down the pit of oblivion or something here. 20 seconds to go and many more devastating shots from that vertical spinner here. Gravity just not being able to give him the chance to get some breathing room or anything, so just continuing to get hit around the arena here. Another big shot, and down the pit goes Infection, but the clock hits 0. The question is, what happened first? Did Infection hit the floor of the pit first, or did the clock hit 0? Let's find out here. Falling down, looks like the clock hit 0, and Infection is not down the pit, wasn't down the pit of oblivion. So it now has been decided that because Infection did not hit the floor of the pit before the clock hit 0, this battle will go to a judge's decision here. Now, this should be an interesting one, but let's check out some replays now. Infection showed exactly why they were ranked the 3 seed here in this class here, as they were just dominant with that vertical spinner. They were winning the ground game at most opportunities. Right here was one near moment, but Gravity just wasn't able to compromise here, and they paid the price for it in spades thanks to that vertical spinner. Infection eventually started dishing out some major damage, took off the wheel covers there one by one. So they got one right there, and it wasn't too long before Infection managed to take off the other one too here, showing some signs of major damage being done, but that was really all the damage we saw out of either one of these bots. But then it didn't stop Infection from landing some more devastating shots with that vertical spinner here. They just gave Gravity such a hard time in this battle. And almost knocked them out of the arena there, which would have been something to watch here. A bot is able to get up to 3 points for damage, up to 2 points for aggression, and 2 points for control with the judging criteria here. And Infection, I would probably say they have an edge in this one, as they dominated a lot of this battle except for some short moments, but were those enough? Let's find out what the judges had to say about this one, as you never know what could happen when a fight is in their hands. The judges' votes are in, and we have a unanimous decision. The winner is Infection! Yeah, that's kind of how I expected it was going to go, as they were quite dominant with this one. But still, big credit to both of these bots for an epic battle here, and an epic run by Gravity here. We'll see Infection in the next round. We stay in the Robot Wars class for our next battle, where we have the 6th seed Iron All 7 and the 11th seed TR2, both flipper bots here. We like a good flipper battle. On the left side, we got Iron 7. Already explained their weapon here, but they have such a powerful flipper. It is definitely one of the most powerful flippers in potentially the entire competition. But then of course though, they do have those vulnerable sides that are always a major concern. Their opponent is TR2, the 11 seed, who is also a flipper bot. TR2 has a very powerful flipper of their own. They got low ground as well as Iron 7 here. Their weakness is also those sides that their opponents will be trying to target here in this one. This should be one great battle here. That the winner is potentially going to come to who has lower ground and who can outdrive the other. By the way, this should be a great matchup. This one could go either way, but let's now check out some highlights of both of these bots' most recent matchup. First up, we got Iron 7, who just tossed Lucid Dream around time and time again, and this helped them a lot in the judge's decision victory they acquired in order to get to this round. Their opponent is TR2, who won the ground game and outdrived Bulldog Breed, which helped lead them to victory in this battle. Here we go, here comes Iron 7, charging right at TR2, who, in a flip being landed by Iron 7. Iron 7 appears to have the ground game advantage here in this one, and let's see, can they keep the advantage? No, because they're getting flipped by TR2, and the floor flipper separates them, potentially saved Iron. And a big flip, and almost tossed TR2 all the way out of the arena there. And another flip by Iron, and TR2 being forced to self-right here, and another flip by Iron. TR2 just getting tossed around here. Iron definitely got the advantage so far. Almost flipped TR2 out of the arena there, but now TR2 on the attack, managing to get a few flips in on Iron. Another flip from TR2 right there. And now TR2 trying to take over. I see a little smoke coming out. I think Iron seems to be taking some damage in the interior area. Now it's charging in there. Is Iron trying to turn towards TR2? Not happening very easily. Another flip by Iron. And now TR2 charging in, flipping Iron over, and another flip being landed right there. Another lift, and TR2 has Iron pinned against the rails. Iron-All's got to get out of there and do something fast. TR2 is starting to get the advantage here. Another flip by Iron-All. Iron-All getting underneath TR2 and landing some flips. Been a relatively even battle. Big flip almost sent TR2 completely over the walls there. Close battle this has been so far. We have a little over a minute to go here. I'd probably say TR2 has the advantage in damage, which might give them the edge if this battle goes to the judge's decision, because of the smoke that is coming out of Iron-All here. But now TR2 is starting to land a ton of flips of their own. Another flip by TR2, big flip, and the one that counts because Iron-All is out of the arena, and the 6th seed has fallen here. What a battle this was. This one was an all-out dogfight between these two flippers here. Now as Iron-All got the advantage early and was tossing TR2 around the arena like crazy here. Just didn't give TR2 a chance at the beginning of this battle, but TR2 eventually got the momentum they needed in this one. Started getting some flips in of their own, including there was one primary flip, which I believe will be at the end of this replay, which was the flip that caused the smoke that we were seeing coming out of it. I believe it was that flip right there. Yup, right there we see some smoke coming out of Iron-All, proving that they had taken some interior damage after that one. Iron-All did not give up, but TR2 just had the advantage in this one. Managed to pin Iron-All against the rails like right in this replay, and just continued to flip them around the arena here. Epic job by TR2, just to show no mercy in this battle here. even while they were getting flipped up into the air several times, they were able to recover from those big moments that RA2 managed to get from this one. And then it would be in this area right here where TR2 managed to land that flip, and then one more flip was all it took to talk RA2 out of the arena, and TR2 is officially advanced. We are in the Battlebots and Bugglebots class for our next battle, where we have a rematch from last season. We have Hypershock and K2. On the left side, we got the underdog, the 10-seed Hypershock, and their vertical spinner. This vertical spinner is very powerful and has caused a lot of destruction in their past few matchups. But then those exposed wheels will be exactly what their opponent will be trying to target in a battle like this. Their opponent is the 7-seed K2, who was the 4th place winner in War Machines last season, and also the winner when these two fought in the semifinals last year. So K2 has a deadly egg beater spinner. It's quite powerful, and they got some scoops up front that makes them very low to the ground. But their big issue are their gyroscopic forces, which could very well take advantage of them if they get into trouble with something like that in a battle like this. Either way, this should be a great one here. Can Hypershock get a little payback here for last season? Let's find out. But let's now check out some highlights from both of these bots' most recent matchups. First up, we got Hypershock, who just took it to Electric Ray, managed to land devastating shot after devastating shots, and managed to take out the dual control board bot in a control board KO to advance to the next round. Their opponent is a rematch with K2, who managed to dismantle Valkyrie piece by piece here, and managed to win to the next round in a dominating fashion to get here. Let's find out if K2 will be able to eliminate Hypershock from the tournament once again, or will it be the other way? Let's now get to this battle. Here we go. Here comes K2 getting that spin up to speed as is Hypershock charging right out of the gate. We see some weapon-on-weapon action, but I see pieces already off the arena. It's like both bots have taken some damage. K2 gyroing all over the place, and Hypershock taking advantage and has K2 pinned against the rails. This is not where K2 wants to be in a battle like this here. Hypershock's got them pinned and starting to grind away. Of course, though, I do see more pieces that look like Hypershock's vertical spinner. Hypershock is taking some damage here despite controlling those big moments here. Hypershock's weapon is not looking so good here, but that's not stopping them from staying aggressive and continuing to control this battle, taking advantage of K2's gyroscopic forces like a pro in this one. Excellent job from Hypershock for doing that here. So now they got K2 pinned once again. K2 trying to get away. They are flipped over right now, but now they right themselves and stuff, or not quite yet actually. Now they're trying to right themselves. Hypershock back on the attack, pushing K2 around and pushing K2 down the pit. Goes both bots here. The question is, who hit the floor of the pit first? Hypershock charging in right there, as is K2. Both bots falling right there. K2, one of their wedgelets hit the floor first. So Hypershock has officially gotten their revenge and will be awarded the victory by a knockout. What a battle this was. Hypershock going right out of the gate, no fear of that egg beater, despite losing many chunks of that spinner after going weapon on weapon. Right here, hard to tell who got the worst of it, because you can see Hypershock controlled it, but there were bits and pieces that knocked off of the vertical spinner here. Still, great job from Hypershock of taking advantage of K2's gyroscopic forces in this one. As Hypershock just did a brilliant job of that, compromised from it, put up some amazing aggression and control points, even though it doesn't really matter here since this battle ended by a knockout rather than a judge's decision, but still got to give them a lot of credit for it. Now, as Hypershock just did not allow K2 to position themselves perfectly so that way they could land a nice shot on Hypershock here. And that was probably a mistake on K2's part, kind of. But then it was right in this area right here where Hypershock managed to get the final push and take both bots down the pit, but K2 fell first, so Hypershock won. We have the last battle of the round in tonight's main event coming up next, where we got the 6th seed Black Dragon and the 11th seed Witch Doctor, two vertical spinners. On the left side, we got Black Dragon, who was the runner-up from last season, and their deadly egg beater. This egg beater is very powerful, and they got a very effective front to go along with it here. Of course, though, their exposed sides and the fact that they're less effective when upside down could be very problematic in a battle like this. Their opponent is Witch Doctor, the 11th seed, and their vertical spinner. That vertical spinner is such a powerful weapon, but as concerned in their past two matchups as this happened there, their spinner has proven to be quite delicate as they lost their weapon in the past two battles here. Will that happen here? As it could be costly if it happens again. But otherwise, if it doesn't, can Witch Doctor pull up another major victory against such a high seed like Black Dragon? I definitely could see that happen, as this battle really could go either way. Let's now get to this battle here and find out who will claim the last spot in the top 8 of the Battlebots and Bugglebots class. Can't wait for it. But let's check out some highlights. First up, we got Black Dragon, who exposed Gigabyte's big weaknesses here and managed to use that to their advantage to help them win their battle by a knockout. Their opponent is Witch Doctor, who got a tough opponent in Deep 6, but Deep 6 eventually learned they were no match for Witch Doctor here, and Witch Doctor advanced. Time for the main event to begin. Both bots getting their vertical spinners up to speed here. This could come down to who wins the ground game early. Black Dragon almost got to the sides of Witch Doctor. Now Witch Doctor lands the first shot, and Witch Doctor has drawn first blood here. Nice couple of shots from Witch Doctor here. But Black Dragon back on the attack, not afraid one bit. Looks like Witch Doctor lost a tooth on their spinner. They're a little off balance, and Black Dragon lands a couple of shots. Nice job by Black Dragon here to compromise on that damage Witch Doctor took. Another big shot. Looks like I see a piece of Black Dragon's spinner themselves. But it just got worse for Witch Doctor. They just lost their entire vertical spinner. They're opening up the Pit of Oblivion. They might need to win this one by knockout, as they have lost their primary weapon for the rest of the battle. And we're only about a minute into this one so far. Black Dragon and getting underneath Witch Doctor self-rights, but after taking a few shots from Black Dragon here. Witch Doctor at the sides, they gotta be careful here. They're now taking a bunch of heavy shots from that vertical spinner of Black Dragon's. This is not how Witch Doctor was hoping this battle would come down to. Another big shot. Looks like part of one of the rib armor just came off here. Off came one of the wedgelets too. Witch Doctor is really drowning here. Off came another piece. I think Witch Doctor just lost their self-righting mechanism, or at least another part of the rib armor. Yes, they did, but now they can drive upside down thanks to that damage. Witch Doctor, no wedgelets, a third of their rib armor, no vertical spinner. This is so hard to watch here. More pieces coming off of Witch Doctor. How long can they last here in this one? Another big shot, and Witch Doctor's out of the arena, and this battle has come to a close. I have never seen a bot like Witch Doctor get beat up like that. It was looking good for Witch Doctor at the beginning of this one, getting underneath Black Dragon, landing some devastating shots with the vertical spinner here, but it did not go their way for long here. Right there, knocked off the vertical spinner, which is the real turning point in this battle, and where Black Dragon really started to take control. Knocked off a big chunk of the rib armor right there, knocked off a Wedgelet too, right there. Or at least their front armor, whatever you want to call that. But then the rest did not last long too. The Self-Rider was gone after that shot right there. Black Dragon just showed no mercy against Witch Doctor. Knocked off all of their front armor, knocked off a lot of their rib armor. Witch Doctor just suffered so much damage in this battle, but just did not quit until this shot, where they were sent out of the arena, and this battle came to a close. Another epic main event. After seeing all that amazing action, this episode and this round are now complete. 10 more great bots have punched their ticket to the next round for their class. Stars of the Night include Cobalt, Behemoth, Mo, Black Dragon, and Infection, who all had dominating victories in this episode. Hypershock got a little payback on K2 after their exit last season was caused by K2. They might not have won their battles tonight, but all 10 bots whose championship run came to an end in this episode are all worthy Stars of the Night because of how far they came into this tournament here. The biggest star of the night has to go to Eruption, who won their battle in a solid 10 seconds, which is by far the fastest knockout of the season so far. With this episode complete, the final 4 for the DSL class has been determined, while the Elite 8 for both the Robot Wars and Battlebots and Bugglebots class have also been determined. We will crown the first War Machine Season 2 champion in the next episode, whom will be one of the 4 remaining DSL bots. But the final 4 for the other 2 classes will be determined in that episode as well, and the titles for those will be determined not next episode, but in the following one. A lot of fun is coming in the next episode, and I will hopefully see you then.